Hello, welcome friend, my name is Mangaka and today we're going to talk about Inktober because that's just around the corner and I thought we could talk about it so that if you don't know what it is, that you have a chance to gather your supplies and join, because it's a art challenge for the month of October and it's called Inktober because you're making one ink drawing every day in October. So that's pretty simple, and the challenge was created by Jake Parker back in 2009, I believe. It's been getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, so like I said, it's drawing with ink every day in Inktober, and it is what you make it, so it can be very simple or very advanced. There's no other rules than creating an ink drawing, uploading it to your favorite social media account, and then using the hashtags Inktober and Inktober 2017. And coming up with things to draw every day can be difficult, so there's now an official Inktober prompt list, which I have here, and you can use these words to kind of get your mind going, and then you can either go by it each day or create your own things. It's just a tool to help you hopefully come up with something. Some people create an entire story with one character going through this list. Others pick and choose what they want. And there are actually a number of different lists going about now. There's actually so many that it's hard to kind of pick one. So many I know combine different kinds of list. There's a list by Wayward Sisters, a Monster Girl Inktober prompt list, which you can see some here. Yeah, I don't know if I will be going with this one or not, but it's an option. And I will also link a few other. There's Mab's Drawloween club thing also, which I might do but a few of, but I am not sure. And then we have the Drawloween 2017 list. So yeah, there's a number of lists you can go by if you don't know what to draw each day, but you can also, as I did my first year participating, pester your friends for things that you could draw. There is also random generator engines on the internet that you can use. I've used that also for my first year as well. If you use just as Art Games app, you can use the random thing there to kind of come up with things to draw. There's always a way, but you can make your own complete list and things with things. Now let's talk about materials, because I guess that's the next thing you want to kind of think about. I've prepared a sort of a list here with different kinds of liner pens, and we have the Steadtler pigment liner, which is this. They come in different sizes, and this brand is actually the brand that I've used longest. When I started buying pens and such, this were the first brand I used. We also have the Copic multiliner. I have the SP ones, which are refillable. This is a brush pen, I noticed, but yeah, here. This is a 0.5. They also come in different sizes, so that's this one. And we also have Micron pens, which look like this. Also liner pens. This is in brown, one of the browns, and they also come in different colors. I have a purple, green, and I think it's burgundy, but I'm not sure. And then there are the pens that are called the Pilot G-TEC-C thing. We have a 0.25 and a C4, which are these two. The C4 is a little bigger than the 0.25, which is really small, and yeah, it's another pen to use. And there's also Medallion. I've used this a lot too, but you can also use things like these. These pens came to me in one of the scroll boxes, and it's a permanent liner. And this one is alcohol based but water resistant, so they also come in different sizes. But yep, it's a little thicker than all the rest, but if you're going for thicker line or filling in things, if you don't have a regular ink, that's a way to go. And this is also one of the Scholar Box pens I got. It's a Stabilio pointMax, also pretty big, but could be useful. Mine has gotten a little bit beaten up because I tried to do the scribble challenge with the toddler and she was not kind to my pens. Yep, so that's the liner pens. We also have brush pens, different kinds, like so. So let's see. We have the Pigma brush pens, which are sort of like felt tip pens. I have mixed feelings about these ones, as well as the Copic, because they are also felt tip things. I feel like they are not as easy as to control, but they are a good alternative if you don't like the other kinds of brush pens. So it's really down to preference. And we have the name I cannot pronounce, which I'm not going to attempt. You will have the name on the screen, and this is this one. And these and the following pens are sort of, I can't explain it really. They're brush pens, but they are squishy. They're flexible, but kind of the same. But yeah, these are really nice as well. And the same with this one. It's also one of those pens, which are really nice too. And the flexible Mangaka in fine, also one of those flexible things. It's really nice. And we have, yeah, I forgot to mention this pen. We're there. This is a pilot calligraphy, and the name I will have on the screen. It's a mix between it's a felt tip, but it's nicer to draw with than the Pigma and the Copic brush pens, I think. And so they're sort of like a mix between the first ones and the second one I showed. So I really like this one. And then we have the Pentel Pocket Brush pen, which if you have watched a lot of YouTube videos, you have probably encountered people using. So this is actually a brush pen that has actual hair, synthetic hair, but it's single strands of hair. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to mess up my hands right now, but yeah, they are, yeah, you can't see, but I really love this pen. I find that mine can, I didn't experience it in the beginning when I started using it. Like, it's sometimes a little too juicy when I use it, so either mine has got worn out or something, but sometimes it can be a little hard to handle. It's can be a hard pen to learn how to use, but it's really nice in my opinion. And lastly, I want to show this is also a Pentel brush pen, but it's a color one. They come in black as well, and these are not water. You can mix water with them and they will kind of bleed, but it's a really nice pen. I have it in different colors, but I don't have black. But yeah, it's a really nice pen, and I really love the line variation you can get with these. So that was the pens. I didn't mention this, but you don't need all these pens. I just happen to have gathered a lot over the years, and if you are starting out, you can use a simple ballpoint pen. It's totally fine. Just make sure you have a backup if it runs out, because making 31 drawings in 1 month kind of drains your ink. So have a backup or be ready to buy more if you find that you are doing more elaborate pieces. But other than that, you can use whatever tools you want, and of course you can sketch first. So with either a regular pencil, either a mechanical pencil or a regular pencil, or you can use these kinds of colored pens. I use Pilot Color Eno pens, and these are really nice as well. And there are the Prismacolor Color Erase pencils, erasable color pencils sort of. I want to try those, but I don't have them, so yep. So then you can use actual ink pens, which are dip pens. They don't have to be this fancy. I just show this because it's a little cool. But there are dip pens that you dip in ink, and I have a few. Or you can use brushes to line with. I have a few of those as well. And ink. So there are different kinds of inks to use. The first year when I did the Inktober challenge, I used this ink entirely, the Pébéo India Ink, which is really nice, but it's sort of a little glossy when you use it. So that's something to keep in mind. Next year, when I did 2015, I used 2 different kinds of inks, I believe, or yeah, 2. These 2, the Diamineo and Rowney acrylic ink, FW, and the Diamineo India Ink. Last year I only used this Winsor Newton ink, which is really nice. They come in different colors. And speaking of different colors, I have this in a few colors. I have a few more. So you can actually use colors if you want, because there are colored inks. I might use some as accent this year, I am not sure, but it's an option. And then we have this ink, which is a Sumi ink 60 from Kuretake. I got it last year in the Art Snacks Inktober collection box, but I didn't end up using it very much because, yeah, I never really gave it a chance. I think I might experiment a little bit more with it this year. So, as I said, you can use it with either dip pens or brush, and you can do ink washes with them. And I will link to a video I did last year of the materials I used in last year's Inktober, because in that video I actually show you how I mix them and talk a little bit deeper about those. And then we have paper, of course, because you need something to ink with. You can use regular computer paper if that's all you have. I think maybe if you're going to do ink washes, you might want to look into a better, heavier paper, like watercolor paper. But if you're using these kinds of pens then you can use a regular computer paper. That's totally fine. And you can actually consider using sketchbooks if that's something you want to do. For my first year of doing Inktober, I used this paper exclusively. It's the Blue Pad paper by Art Material International, AMI. I don't really know where you can get it abroad, but yeah, it's a really nice paper, and it took ink washes pretty well considering, but yeah, it's more for actual drawing, but it's a really nice paper. The second year I used these papers. which are a Steadtler and Rowney smooth heavyweight paper, and the Steadtler and Rowney Bristol board airbrush. Yeah, so these are really nice paper too. Also takes wet media pretty well, and yeah. And last year I did use watercolor paper, and I used the Langton. I used the extra smooth hot pressed paper, but I ran out of that and couldn't get a second. Well, I ordered it, but yeah. So I also used this paper, which is just a smooth hot press paper, which is not as smooth as the first one, but it was pretty nice. And that is also shown in the materials videos from last year. This year I might be using arches. I don't have many pages, but I think I will experiment with different kinds of paper this year, just to kind of try them out and see if I find new favorites. And I also bought this one, which is Viking, and it's 50% cotton paper, 310 grams with 30 papers, which is pretty big, and it could technically make me through the whole of Inktober, but as I said, I think I want to experiment with different kinds of paper this year. Yeah, so I forgot to mention that you can also use these water brush pens, but fill them with ink washes so that you can have them handy. I have done, so you can use them like here in my sketchbook. I've done a few pages with these ink washes. I have a dark one and a lighter one. I kind of want to mix a mid-tone, but yeah, so that is something you can do. And so back up to my story of Inktober. In September of 2014 I found out about Inktober, and I was pretty excited to try it out. So that was my first year participating, and I actually made a book out of it. So I have this hardback, which I actually ordered from a print thing, but I also made a book template myself, which I have run out of, but yeah, I did make a book out of it too. So I actually managed to go through the entire Inktober that year. 2015 I was pregnant with my child and my daughter, and yeah, I had her in November, so October I was kind of not feeling so much energy, so I couldn't complete it. I did quite a few anyway, but yeah, not so many finished ones, but I did a lot. Last year I did complete it again, but I kind of fell behind a few days, so I finished the last ones in November, but I did finish it, so that's something. And there's also a video about the first half of Inktober of last year on my channel, which I will link in the description and in a little card if I remember. But yeah, I did sort of like, this is in plastic though, so you might not see it very well, but I did use the prompt list last year, and I might insert a few of the ones that I did, because so it's really fun. I use mainly my Pentel pocket brush and ink washes for those. I probably forgotten to mention a lot of things, but I will have a list of all materials, all the places where you can find out more information about Inktober in the description, so definitely go check that out. Jake Parker has a YouTube channel, so you should definitely go subscribe to him and watch his videos, because they are really entertaining and full of information. I don't know what the word is. And if you want to keep up with my Inktober this year, the best place to do so is on my Instagram page, which is Anixen. And I might also post on Twitter, which I am Angel Gnome Art. I will have all the links in the description, as I said before, but I might even try to start using my Facebook page again, but yeah, it's neglected, so but I might post some of the scanned versions of those. But for what I'm drawing, I have no clue. I don't know. It's kind of daunting, and now that I have a toddler, it's really hard to find the time to draw. I will definitely try my best. I might fall behind, but I'm trying not to see that as a defeat. I will do my best. Hopefully it will be enough. I was considering using a sketchbook to this year, so not to feel so much pressure to actually do things to sell, but I kind of have to make some money, so I will probably have them up on Etsy. And I do have a lot of the original from last year left, if you are interested in checking that out and if you want to support me. So I will have a link to that in the description as well, if you want original art. And I will try and see if I can make some more Inktober books from the ones from last year, but yep. As I said before, I think I forgot to mention a lot of things, but I'm doing this video kind of last minute, but hopefully it was a little informative and gets you excited for Inktober, because I am really excited. Inktober has really been a great inspiration and a really boost to my art journey, you can say. I actually really love working in ink. I don't do it very much the rest of the year. For some reason I might kind of overdo it a little bit, but it's really fun and I think it's so rewarding. I don't know. So that's everything I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. Hej då!